Hello there, this is Monica from Reignite Democracy Australia. You may have seen the recent video called SOS from Australia, where Australians are asking for international friends to apply political and economic pressure on the leaders of this country, because we are on a destructive path to a place that has no human rights and no democracy left. Of the young and free. It is now a land of division, blackmail, coercion, discrimination, and medical apartheid.
Get off of me!
A land where movement, speech, religion, and opinion are no longer free. And this video I'm making to thank all the countries, leaders and organisations, and even members of parliament that have stepped up to help us. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I speak on behalf of millions of Australians. We need help from our international friends. We are seeking your support to apply political and economic pressure on our leaders to change the destructive path that we are on. Coming up next week, Premier Daniel Andrews is trying to put through a legislation that is called permanent pandemic legislation. That's right. In that bill, he has absolute power to make decisions on pandemics and orders without consult from health officials or any of his members of parliament as well. So he alone can declare a pandemic. Even if there is a cough in Iceland, he can say that Victoria has a potential pandemic problem, and he can suspend elections. He can put people in detention for up to 2 years with no rights and no appeal whatsoever. And he can put people in detention based on their circumstances, attributes, and characteristics. And we don't really know who decides what is a bad characteristic and what isn't. So it's very, very scary times here. In Victoria and New South Wales, there is an absolute apartheid between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. So if you're not willing to show your vaccination passport, you cannot do anything except for grocery shopping. So it's a really bad time here. And the thing that I understand is that every country at the moment is going through similar things, because obviously this is being instructed from a central place, and it's going out to everyone, obviously. But it does seem that Australia is a few months ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to the mandates and the aggression and the locking up of healthy people. You may have seen in the news recently in the Northern Territories that healthy people who test negative to COVID are being forcefully put into quarantine camps, which really are more like a prison. And some quarantine facilities are going to be staffed by prison guards as well. So there are quarantine camps being built all around Australia, South Australia, Victoria, and Queensland. So this is not a conspiracy theory. It is absolutely happening. And if legislation like the one I just told you about goes through, who knows who is going to be in those camps and how long for, and what appeal process will be applied. So I would like to let the countries that are involved know that I understand that you are going through similar things. And for you to stand up and protest on behalf of Australia is an absolute honor. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for your empathy and compassion for what we are going through. And Australia hopes that we can repay the debt to you one day. And if we in Australia can fight this tyranny, then the rest of the world has a chance, because Australia is a great testing ground. We are an island, we can't get away, we don't have a high population, and we're very spread apart. So it's really hard for us to unite and fight against this tyranny. It's such a big tyranny. So if we can do it, then the rest of the world has a chance. So I want to personally thank, so far, we have Finland, the UK, Holland, Spain, Portugal, USA, many states in USA, Canada, South Africa, Russia, Germany, France, and Ireland. Russia, wow. Russia fighting for Australia's democracy. What a great thing. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping expose what's really going on. And if you know someone high up in your family or friend circles in your country that has any economic or political stake in Australia, please send them the SOS video and tell them to please try to create some sort of pressure on our leaders. Our Premier, Scott Morrison, is now saying that mandates are unconstitutional, that they shouldn't happen, but the states are just doing it anyway, and he's not doing anything about it. It's a very confusing and difficult time in Australia. And I just want to let you know that other countries speaking out for Australia's rights and freedoms gives us a lot of hope and courage and helps us continue, excuse me, and helps us continue this fight. So please know that your kindness, your compassion, your empathy is doing a lot for myself and my fellow Australians. So please know that our gratitude is endless for your participation in the SOS from Australia. Hopefully one day we can travel around and meet each other. Thank you again. That is why we are organising a worldwide protest with Australia excluded in support of our plight for freedom. This is an official SOS from my beautiful country. We plead with you to hear our cries for help.